Good morning, guys. Day 7, I believe. So I'm getting another early start here. Usually I get up when the wife leaves for work around 6, but today I had her get me up when she got up a little after 5 so that I could go to Dunkin' Donuts while I still had the car and grab me a whole bunch of coffees to last me the day. I am missing my espresso machine. That's going to be the first thing I set up in the kitchen. So on the docket today, I've got a little bit of small stuff to do before I start painting today, just because there's another hour or so before the sun comes up and definitely want some light for painting. So the first thing I'm going to do is swap over this dryer door. Man, these are really cool appliances. It's even got an LED inside the dryer. That is a super helpful feature. Let me tell you what. Never knew how much I liked it until I didn't have it. Or you know what I mean. So to swap this door, I think all I have to do here is take off these plugs, the latch, this cover plate here, and the hinges itself. The door, I thought I might have to transpose the cover itself, but no, there's a handle on the top and the bottom. Hi, Chloe. So I can just flip the door, and it looks like it's already set up, and just bolt this over to here. Have to figure out how that goes on there though. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at it. Oh no, because that'll be just flipped. Yeah, it's early, what can I say? It's already got the receptacles here on both sides. So that should be it, just a bunch of screws. That'll really help, because when we're in here, you can see there's no room to stand with it like this. So you're doing the wash, and then you're like, door in the way, you can't put stuff in. Not a big deal. And some of you have mentioned, hey, can you actually show yourself doing work? Yes, I will as soon as I'm able. Everything is still packed. I haven't gotten out my tripods or my holders or anything. So right now it's just me and my phone and you guys. So I'm a total one-man band doing everything still on my phone. Although now we have Wi-Fi, so I don't have to ride down to McDonald's every day to upload. That's a big help, let me tell you what. Oh, and I just got the iOS 12 and installed it last night. Have to say, really impressed. Things are a lot faster. The boot time on the phone, app launch speed, even the snappiness of almost every app, noticeably faster. One of the first upgrades they've done in a while where I'm like impressed. Usually it's like, what the hell changed? Can't tell. 12 is a good change. So I'm installing these little rubber bumpers to quiet the doors, because even though they have the soft close hinges, they didn't have any stops or felt or anything on pretty much all the cabinets. Some had them, but most of them had fallen off and they never replaced them. So I stuck them on, and it was still making noise. Very strange. Well, what I figured out is it's this piece. So it's just vibrating this whole mount and trim. So this should pop off. Looks like there's just 2 snaps on either side. There's that. So now let's see if this is noisy. No. Okay, so now we just need a little bumper here where it contacts against the cabinet. Now this may be too thick. Might need to get some thinner ones, or even some of the thin felt pad ones, because I got these for the cabinet doors. This may try to put too much of a gap here, or may see it. Let's try it. Well, the gap worked out all right. You can't tell. However, it's still too hard of a contact. Still gives the wood noise, because that rubber bumper is really stiff. And I could even use it softer on the doors. So what I'll do is just swap these out for felt pads, and that should give better damping. Well, this is how all my projects are going. I just can't complete one thing because I run into something and then that leads to something else. I can't get into these screws here. This driver is too steep, wants to strip out the screw heads. This bit fits, but my driver extension is somewhere buried in the garage. And I do have a manual bit driver. I saw it yesterday. It's around here somewhere. I just can't find it yet. In the meantime, I'm going to replace a couple of the missing door stoppers. All around the house, they have these old school spring type, which I actually like better than the rigid ones. Unless you have cats, you probably do too. And they go on really simply. Basically, the first rung of the spring just twists in behind the mount plate. And the mount plates are still on, so you just thread it through the hole there, give it half a turn, and it's on there. I also need to install a felt pad or bumper right under here. This is where we want our trash can, but if you step on it quickly, the lid whips up, a little overextends, and hits the countertop. So, gotta stop that. Found it. And of course, they didn't tap the other side, so it is a bit tough. There we go. Creating those first threads. Well, something that I just discovered while I tried to close the door. You guys might have seen it before me. Notice the shape of that door and the shape of the washer or dryer. Yeah, I do have to take the cover off and flip it. So not a big deal, just a few more screws, but I went to close it. I'm like, oh, that works. And nope. Almost. Oh, you son of a... Took all the bolts or screws out, and there's 4 hidden ones on the freaking side. So I gotta take the whole thing back off, get those off, and then it just flips around. And done. Nice, much better. Now we can actually use it. Imagine that. We went with a bunch of these HC Platinum 1800 collection sheets. They are super soft. Highly recommended. So the new washer is really automated. You basically just tell it what you're washing. It's got all the presets done. What it does is put a little tiny water in there and then spin it, and then it auto senses how much weight is in there, and it knows basically what's in there and how much water to put in, so you don't have to guess and you're not overusing water. Pretty cool. Right now it's in the second part of sensing, and it'll just verify it's at the right amount, and then it automatically washes for the correct amount of time. Does the same thing for rinsing, gives you a countdown of how much time is left and all that kind of good stuff. And the dryer does the same thing. So the wife got pissed at my little handiwork. She said, I want you to paint this next. I said, fine, tape the wall and I'll paint this one next. So she paints it. Ding! All I have to do is graffiti the walls I want her to tape and she gets it done. I'm looking for a recommendation. I'm looking for something. Is there an anti-fog coating, or will Rain-X work or something for the condensation? Just from the morning dew and the fact that it's air conditioned inside, that forms on the outside of these big glass doors. I had this problem at the old house, but they were single pane windows, so nothing I did really made a difference. It was just too cold inside, but these are nice and insulated. I'm still getting it just because it's so humid out in the mornings. So get this. It just shows you the difference between early 1970s construction and early 2000s construction. I know, should be obvious, but something I didn't think about. I have this problem when I go to visit my parents in Phoenix. Obviously desert, extremely dry, single-digit humidity, right? And we're used to here, between 80 and 90% is the average day around here in Florida, at least where we are. Now, the old house, terrible insulation as far as the windows, single pane, lots of leaks. You know, I did the weather sealing as best I could, but the house just wasn't sealed very well. There's really nothing I could do. It leaked everywhere. So this home, noticeably different. The AC seems to be a lot more efficient, even though it's just a single unit here. Some of the homes we looked at that were even smaller than this were using double units. But this one has a single and it's keeping up just fine. I've got everything set to 72 and it shuts off for a good part of the day. So, I mean, it's holding its own, no problem. But here's the other big difference that I'm noticing. The problem I have when I go to my parents is I get bloody noses, and it takes about a week for my body to acclimate. And of course, then we go right back home because we usually stay a little over a week at Thanksgiving. But it's the dryness just from being out there. I'm getting the same thing here, and this is why. The old house, I've shown this in videos and photos before when I do the big cigar drives for Cigars for Warriors. It's in the middle of winter, and the house is naturally, because I do keep the temperature in the very low 70s, it's the perfect humidor. And I've shown my RH just in the room, in the house, at around 70%. That's what the old house would hold pretty much all the time. This AC is so efficient. RH is 40%. And I'll tell you what, it makes a big difference in the comfort. It feels, it feels colder. And I'm gonna be, after I'm done painting, bump it up to 73, maybe 74. I need it cold right now because I'm working and I'm sweating and I need to dry the paint because it does get very humid when I'm actually painting. But for normal comfort, we're able to bump this up a couple degrees and still feel the same way as 71 at the old house, which is what I kept that at. And it did hold the temperature, but again, the humidity makes a big difference. Pretty cool. So it's super dark in here at night, and I wanted some kind of night light. But you guys know me, I'm picky. I didn't want anything that was too bright. I wanted it to shut off during the day, and I'm not a fan of anything sticking out from the wall, so I didn't want anything plug-in or anything taking up an outlet. So what I found was these guys. Now they're pretty expensive one at a time, but I found a 10-pack that brought the price very reasonably down. They're called Snap Power Guide Lights, and they replace the actual surround around the plug. Let me get another package for you. So you just take off your faceplate and replace it with this one. There's a little photocell and LEDs on the bottom, and it just snaps into place. You don't have to wire anything. These two little contacts just connect to the outside of the screw heads, and that's it. It automatically works, and it doesn't use up either one of your outlets, and obviously doesn't take up any space on the wall. Pretty slick. And here's what they look like at night. When you turn the light off, it senses it's dark, comes on, gives you that nice guide down the hall. So those look really cool placed around the house. Yeesh. I took the old thermostat off to paint around it, and man, just lack of maintenance all over this house. These guys never even touched these batteries. Probably completely dead, but obviously all the corrosion. And this is a great way to kill your devices, by leaving in old batteries. Probably haven't been changed since the house was built. Man. Well, there you can see the progression of colors, from this wall at least. Pulled out those old anchors, filled in all the screw holes. We have this custom ramp made for Chloe, and I tell you, it works wonderfully. So much easier than stairs. And the stairs had to come out this way. It worked okay in our old place, but this saves you so much depth, and it's super easy for her to get up on. If you've got any kind of small or older dog, these are wonderful. I got this from Etsy. A guy custom makes them, and they're especially for dachshunds. He's even got a little sticker on the side here, like a dachshund crossing. And she loves it, don't you, Chloe? She's a good girl. And I'm gonna switch the side rails off here. This one's uneven because the movers broke it and they just screwed it on real quick. But what I'm gonna do is flip it around because our old door was over there. And with the new one on this side, we're gonna have her come up this way. So I just need to screw those onto the other side and get a new light strip. I had a LED light strip down here so she could see it at night. It was just a real low red level. Couldn't see it in the bed, but it lit up the ramp for her, no problem. $5 at Walmart by the TVs for a nice long, I think it's a 6-foot strip, and cut it to whatever length. Comes with a little infrared remote so you can change the color and intensity, and it does remember the settings. So what I did is just set it like I wanted it, and it just runs off any 5-volt wall wart for a phone or whatever, and you just plug it into the wall. Just ran a little extension cord under the bed, so you can turn it on or off like I'm going to do with a smart plug, and it maintains whatever you last set it to. So you never need the remote if you don't actually want to change the settings of it. So tonight we should be able to set up the bedroom a little bit, get the bed centered. We won't have nightstands or the second dresser yet, but we'll be able to pull this one in once wife gets home. It's super heavy. And I was thinking putting it here, but she made a good point. With the drawers out and the steps here, not quite enough room. If the steps weren't there, or the ramp, they'd be fine. So we're gonna put the new longer one. It's a matching IKEA to this one here. This is the tall, and we got a five or six drawer, I don't remember, big long one. So we're gonna put that over there and put the one that we have on this wall here. Still plenty of room. And I actually like that better because I love this nice big space here to walk through, especially to get out the door. I don't want to feel cramped anywhere in this house. There's absolutely no reason that I should. And I have to give props to Ryobi. I don't remember the last time I charged this battery pack. It's been over a year. And I've used the snout of this, and I transpose this battery to other stuff, like my air compressor. It's just going and going and going. I don't even know where my charger is. I packed it somewhere. It was in the tool room, but I have not put a battery in it for over a year. So we did get the bad news about the car that I figured. Now the estimated delivery time is Tuesday. I'm betting on Wednesday or Thursday, so it is what it is. No big deal. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we'll have Saturday and Sunday if I need the car to run down to Home Depot or whatever. I'm at the stage now where I've got everything to keep going. It's not like a couple days ago where it was holding me up, missing a few things here and there. So not a huge deal whatsoever. My goal today is just to get this hallway painted, both sides here. That should run me out of the first 5 gallons. I grossly underestimated how much paint I'm gonna need. Definitely need at least another 10 gallons, maybe 15. One of these 5-gallon buckets did 2 large rooms here. So we'll see exactly where we end up. Luckily, the old owner here never bothered to change his address, so he's still getting mail here. But yesterday, he finally did it, and I got in his packet to this house for the change of address, and in it was, where'd it go? It's here somewhere. Oh, crap. Well, I gotta find it, but I got another Lowe's 10% coupon. Good timing, because I need it on that paint since it's $160 per 5-gallon bucket. Found it, had it in my wallet. So today is gonna be also a bit short working around here because, well, maybe. The wife got the new iPhone 10 Max. She was on the site actually just before 3 a.m. Here's a tip. They always tell you to go to the Apple Store app to order stuff when it's being first released, and that's supposed to be the best way to get it. Well, she goes on every possible avenue with all her devices right as the bell rings, right? She always gets it first, even before opening time from the carrier directly. So this time it was the 10 Max she wanted, and she got it from the Verizon store directly. And at 3 o'clock, when it opened up, midnight Pacific, the App Store wasn't even responding because everyone goes to that. But she had hers, and I believe it was 2:53 a.m., already purchased and done. And they immediately ran out of stock, but she got her. Man, you gotta be kidding me. I purposely didn't put it out early because the other day they didn't come till like 4 in the afternoon. Son of a, well, it's all right. Just got another 3 days to wait. They took the boxes I put out, but this one's full. I gotta learn the schedule. Everyone said, oh, don't put it out overnight because they go during the day. So I didn't this time because I didn't want it sitting out overnight, but I guess you have to. Don't listen to people. Go with your gut. So the phone is being delivered today and it requires a signature. Luckily, I'm home. So if it comes before she gets home from work, we are going down to International Mall. She's picking up a case for it that she ordered. And then we'll go right on over to IKEA Tampa and see about ordering all the furniture that we wanted except for the couch. Tomorrow morning, crack of dawn, we're getting up, and it's my priority today to find my trailer hitch somewhere packed in the bins in the garage. I have an idea where it is, but I need that because tomorrow morning we pick up a U-Haul trailer and then go all the way into Orlando to IKEA to pick up, hopefully, the couch we want. It says they have 4 in stock. I'm gonna call to make sure before we go out there, and then bring that back, drop off the trailer, bada bing, bada boom, and crossing our fingers, if the phone comes in time. If it doesn't, then we'll go to IKEA Tampa also tomorrow after we get the couch and see about ordering the stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, the online reviews saying that these refrigerators, both the GE and the Maytag, are loud, are absolutely full of crap. People are saying, oh, it's louder than my dishwasher, it's so loud. This thing is so quiet. I even had it on turbo cool on both the fridge and freezer when I first set it up. It's just a low, almost inaudible hum. Still empty. Absolutely quiet as a mouse. You gotta like put your ear to the back to even notice it. Don't believe everything you read online. Chloe doesn't quite know what to make of the grass so far. She likes it. She's starting to go out. Come on, Chloe. Get busy. Let's go ahead and get these anchors in. Put them right about there. Get the hose reel up. You gonna help, Chloe? You gonna supervise? You're good at that. Mounted and secured. Next on the docket, because it's an outside job and I'm already soaked with sweat, is finding the trailer hitch. It's in one of the blue bins. Hopefully one of the top ones. And then I can go in and take a much needed shower and continue inside. You gonna help again, Chloe? Yeah, I didn't think so. Getting close. Found part of the garage and I found some of my straps. Need those. Well, of course it was in the very last one. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. Now we can go get the couch. Oh, not good. I have no idea where I put the key. Okay, I ran into this problem when I found it in the garage and I put the key somewhere where I knew it would be. I want to say I put it in our key jar, which, oh shit, I gotta go through those again. And it might even be in a gray bin. That was in the kitchen. Okay, is it definitely 99% sure it's in a gray bin? Oh God, why didn't I leave that key in there? Crap. Well, since I had to dig it out of the way anyway, might as well get the new lawnmower going. I've got the battery charging. It's a big 40 volt lithium ion, and I can't remember if the blower or the new hedge trimmers also uses a 40. I think it's the blower. So I'll get those going. I'm not gonna unpack the blower. I don't even know where it is, but I do want to get the grass mowed because it's been, I think, about a week and a half since it was cut. And that's new sod there. That's why that's long for the neighbors, so they're not cutting it quite yet, just bedded in. But they cut across the street yesterday and in the back next door yesterday, so it looks really good. So now I know what length to mow it to. I've never had this kind of grass before. So it's a learning curve, but I'll get it looking good today. Hopefully. Here we go, all set up. I've got it configured for mulching. You can bag it, of course, if you want to. There's just a plug that goes in there and recirculates it. It is self-propelled, fully adjustable, 20-inch blade. Operates pretty much like a standard mower. Start button, it's got a key that's down in the battery compartment, and there's a slot to carry a second battery so you don't run out in the middle of a job. I'm never gonna go through a full battery in this yard, it's not that big. And should be good to go. Now I just need to get the battery charged, do a couple test cuts here to get my height right, and we'll be good to go. It's got some nice ergonomics too. The handles here are fully telescope, and there are two different positions for the overall height of it. I've got it in a nice low position. Very comfy. Nice rubber grip. We're good. I just remembered where I put them after I've gone through everything. They're in my tool chest. Behind all that, I locked them up top, I think. Luckily, I remembered where I put my tool chest keys, but I can't get in there because you have to lift the top lid to unlock everything, which means I've got to get all that crap out of the way and move it all back. Wunderbar. Well, good and bad news. Bad news, I did indeed have keys in there, and they were not the keys I was looking for. They were for the bottom of the tool chest. I knew I had keys in there. So I have to continue to look for that damn key jar that's somewhere. I've got just a couple gray ones left, and other than that, I might have to dig through everything one by one. This kind of sucks. The only good news is now I can get to my tool chest and do some other stuff. Found my hex keys and I need to fix all the loose sinks. Okay, I'm gonna take a break because I'm about to give up and waste some money and buy a second hitch. Been through all the bins. The only thing else I can do is actually take everything out of the bins and check, because I have not found them. I haven't even found the key jar. I'm gonna text the wife, see if she put it somewhere, but it's not in any of the kitchen bins, which is weird because the stuff that was usually around it, I found. I don't know. It's pissing me off though. I've already wasted an hour and a half out here. Thanks, wife. To show you how much I'm sweating, here are my pants. Whew, that shower was refreshing. I feel like I've been swimming. You know that feeling when you just feel fresh. Maybe it's the softened water. I don't know. Well, now that I have my hex keys, because I was able to get through to my tool chest, let's tackle all those loose faucets and handles and all that kind of crap that they left for me. Starting with the kitchen, we've got that. Should be a screw hole, yep, right there. All right, I think it's easiest to get it from the bottom. And there we go. And then we have a multitude of issues here in the master bath. This is just this handle being loose. That is tight. This whole thing is loose. Should have that screw right there. Of course, this one is SAE. Back out to the garage. I gotta dig out my other wrench sets. This stuff wants a 3/32. Tight, tight, and tight. Now this one might be a little tricky. We've got, that's tight. Oh, that's loose. It's tight, but I'm pretty sure those are supposed to be parallel. So let me loosen that up and see if it turns. Well, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if I can just turn the whole thing. This should probably be pointing directly towards the spout, but I'm not exactly sure how it's constructed because I've never put one of those in. So for now, I'm just gonna button it back up. We're never gonna use it anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Just sitting there. Actually, we are gonna use it. I just remembered. This is the new bathtub for the dog because the laundry tub out in the garage is attached to the wall, and we usually would fill it up and give her a bath, but our old one had legs, and this one definitely would not support a tub full of water. It would rip right out from the wall. So we're going to use the bathtub. Now the bigger issue is the spout itself. I have a feeling there's just a loose nut. So let's take this completely off and check, see what's going on. And of course that doesn't fit that one. This one likes a 1/8. Not yet. Okay, so we had an O-ring holding everything on there. This is a big flat washer, and I'm betting there's a nut underneath, or maybe the whole spigot screws down and clamps it into place. Let me take a better look at that. No, there's no threads in there that I can see, at least. No, that's perfectly smooth. So just the O-ring holds that to seal, and then the set screw prevents it from spinning. So what is holding that pipe on? Hopefully I can get to it. There's no access in the little bathroom there or the side to get to this plumbing. And I don't feel any way of turning this, so it's probably soldered in place. That is a good question. Can I see anything down there? This washer only fits from the underside. I can't tell if that's a nut underneath or not. It's not even really centered in the hole. It's against the side here. Whew, got it. All right, what I had to do is twist it, set that O-ring as much as I could, and put all my weight down onto it to put a little squeeze on that rubber gasket, and then set the screw. And then the rubber gasket has, you know, a little bit of spring back to it, and that keeps it secure. Whew. I guess that's the only way to do it. And lastly, of course, the shower. This whole thing is loose in the wall. I think I just need to tighten the two Phillips and pull the whole mechanism tight. Knob itself, well, that's a little loose too. Of course, good to go. You know, usually I make lists of stuff when I have to do something. I started to do that for this whole house project, and it was too daunting. It's just too much to do. Okay, I'm not used to the mail not ringing the bell. I'm just leaving stuff on the porch randomly. All right, that would be my 10-foot umbrella, and that's the other part of it. Cool. Well, I guess we can unbox that, get that set up. Plenty of room in the back. Whew, forgot how muggy it is. You know, on second thought, I just got clean and comfy. We'll do that another time. I'm just about done with the trim work here in the hallway, and I ran into something interesting. Over here, this wall right here underneath the breakfast bar, either the paint is different or the material is different. Something's sucking the moisture right out of the paint. It gets super tacky as soon as I'm brushing it on. Yeah, I'm doing all the rest of the trim, no problem. Paint stays, you know, like paint, wet paint. And there's no brush strokes or anything, but this is like all of a sudden just wet concrete. And I can sort of see the brush marks, but that's fresh. It's just like the paint just starts to goo. I'm wondering if there was a repair done or something. There are all kinds of runs in the paint itself. Somebody has done something to this wall, and there's a bit of a line. I couldn't see it with the original paint, but now that I put this on, it should get better, because right now it's super wet and glossy, and this is a flat paint. This paint looks so different when it dries. It hides so many imperfections. I can't judge anything for several hours after it dries. Someone commented that they saw halo effects because I was painting the trim so early between the rolling. Well, that's just wet. I absolutely guarantee you, you don't see anything when it's completely dry. Those lines you see are not paint, they're sunshine rays. But you cannot see any trim lines. That's a bad example because there's a shadow there. Let me come over here. Nothing. Dries completely even. I'm talking, this was hours between the trim and rolling, 3 to 4 hours. This is the way everything looks. Comes out great. There you go. Here's in the bedroom. This was a day in between the trim and the rolling, and I've got the light on the camera too. I mean, you can see if I'm inches from the wall, you can see where I had the brush here and the roller here just from the faint lines. You can't see it unless you're a couple inches away, but there's absolutely no difference in color. Oop, I missed a little spot there I can see. I got to go through everything, give it a once over just to catch those. But there's absolutely no difference between the cut-in and the rolling. Color, lines, nothing. So this is a full day in between. Absolutely no halo or anything like that. This is a Sherwin-Williams Premier paint, by the way. So it's a little hard to judge. The light in here is really bad. I've just got the one little LED going. But this Dijon mustard color that they unfortunately painted right before we moved in on these walls here and striped down by the door may require 2 coats. It's just hard for me to judge. This is wet, this is dry. I need to see it total coverage to see what's coming through, because it does definitely play tricks with your eyes. Down here it's a bigger swatch and it looks better. I don't know, it looks a little light here, but I was just, having fun with the brush. It looks okay in here, so we may be okay. Really have to just wait and see. See, this side looks okay. That's outside light coming in. We'll see. Okay, got everything done that I wanted to today. This is all very fresh and wet. Don't worry, you won't see those marks. I had to split these walls into 2 because the hallway wasn't quite wide enough to use the extension. It needed to be like 2 inches shorter. I'd get down to here and bump. So got this side done. Got this side done. Yeah, that's looking good. I'll finish the trim part of here. I was just using up what was left in the pan. So this used up the first 5-gallon bucket. This part of the hallway, the bedroom, the kitchen, and the laundry room. So yeah, I'll probably need another 10 gallons, another 2 buckets. Got the 2nd one in here opened and ready to go tomorrow. Still no FedEx. What time is it? It is 3:50. So I think the wife wants her phone. She's coming home to wait for FedEx, and we're gonna go out to dinner. Man, I'll tell you what, huge recommendation for this Little Giant brand of ladder. This thing is so easy to use. I've had other ones like this. You saw the other small one I've got, the off-brand. See, the problem with most of the others are they're hard to actually use. The snaps up the top, I have to pound in because they're not super easy. The spring is super hard and they're just, they lock in place fine, but they're hard to actually actuate. And most of the other ones have these pins you pull out and then you rotate. I can't even get it with one hand. Anyway, they're not easy. They're jerky and there we go. Sorry, wasn't on camera. You twist it out of the way and then let it drop back into place. It takes 2 hands to actuate each one. And the ladder itself doesn't slide and extend smoothly. It binds and, it's just cheap. But, I got that thing for like 99 bucks. And it was all I needed at the old place just to get up on the roof and the gutters and paint. This one, oh man, super easy. These things, they advertise them as one-hand friendly. They truly are. You just give it a twist and it just slides out like it's on bearings. And the other one's just as easy. The actuation is like butter. You can just move the ladder and it extends or retracts. Really nice. The rungs are comfortable. They're wide enough. Just a great ladder. Not a bad deal for the price. If you need a ladder, definitely check out the Little Giant brand. This is the big one. They got 2 smaller ones. It's funny. Mail just came. Both my realtor and home inspector, neither of which talked to each other about this, but coincidentally, both of them invited me into their networking group, which is the same group.
but it's bni.com, which is a business-to-business kind of networking group. And as I understand it, this is one where only one of each profession is allowed in each chapter. So you're not like competing. It's not like the wedding industry where, say, you go to an ABC meeting, there's like 30 photographers, there's 10 caterers, there's 50 wedding planners. So it's just social hour for the ladies. That's all it is. The business to business is generally more about actual business. So I'll give it a shot. I don't know if this is a pay per meeting or a membership based thing. This letter said it's $10 for breakfast, which is very reasonable. I'm used to like 35 or 40 for ABC meetings. But my home inspector said he's paying for it. So I'll accept his offer. I can't say this is my favorite faucet design in the world. I love the overall arch and the retractable sprayer and the size, and it's a high quality unit, but I keep reaching for the soap dispenser to turn the water on. Pulling down to turn on and up to off. This is cold and this is hot. I don't know, it's just wrong. I can't put my finger on it, but it seems backwards. Down should be off, up should be on, to me. So we're gonna look at other sinks or other faucets and see what we can do. They're pricey, but I think it'll be worth it just to get something a little better in here. I need to find the Aleve or my ibuprofen. I did take in a package from the garage. I'm looking for my 5-in-1 painter's tool, so I need to scrape a little bit of paint. Had some more Amazon deliveries. It's a new 5.1 system for the office computer. Those are new bipolar surround speakers that I'll be mounting on the wall. And I have no idea what's in all of that yet. Haven't opened it. That's a new heavy duty tilting TV wall mount that'll go above the fireplace. My previous one, the one I got the TV mounted to now, is a tilt swivel. And the problem with that is when you add in the swivel capability, you give up some stability for the tilt. And it wasn't quite strong enough. I've got a really heavy TV. It's the last 60-inch LG plasma produced. Absolutely stunning picture. It's only 1080. My next one will definitely be one of the top of the line 4Ks with all the bells and whistles. But for a 1080, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, OLED is just now catching up to the great plasmas. But the damn thing is heavy. I mean, 3-4 times the weight of an LED or LCD or OLED or any of those. And you need a beefy mount. But this one just doesn't cut it. What I ended up having to do was stick an Allen wrench in the tilt mechanism just to lock it in place where I wanted it, because it just pulls it down over time. But up there is where the new mount will go. And I have no need to swivel it. I never used the swivel capability of this one. So it was just kind of a waste at the expense of being a rock solid tilt. But I'll give this set away as soon as I get that wall painted and get the TV mounted and I can get it off of the stand. I don't have anywhere to put it right now. I threw out the bottom base stand because I never use those. I'm sure somebody will like this. I tried to give it to one of the movers and he wanted to take it, but they had another job right after me and they needed the space in the truck. It's a nice unit. It's actually from Walmart, surprisingly. It's a really nice triple glass shelf. You can't really see much because it's all wrapped from the movers, but rock solid. I mean, not your typical Walmart stuff. I don't know. It was only there for like a month, and it was around Christmas a couple years ago when I got the TV. But great unit. Somebody can use it, I'm sure. I'm not going to put it over here. I was considering that. I'm going to take out these white shelves. So this is just open space. My floor speakers, the one will go right about here. And I've got a IKEA black and smoked glass unit that'll go right in here and cover up that. It'll come up to about here. So then I'll just have all this space for whatever. And I'm gonna build in shelves, where is it, over here, to this like little nook thing. we couldn't really figure out what to put in there. One of my buddies, Josh, if you're watching, he had a great idea, and he sent me this beautiful picture of just like a artistic trellis kind of thing going in there. But the wife wants some shelves to put stuff on, so I'll just build those in right before I paint it. It's not that deep. It's not super useful. It's only about maybe 4 inches deep. That's what she said. Sherwin-Williams Showcase. I think I said Premiere earlier. Good stuff. Very impressed. And it does look like the one coat paint here is going to work even on the Dijon mustard. Man, what a difference that color makes. It's gonna look a lot better once it dries, of course. But oh, it just brightens up the room. It makes it look bigger. Some people's design choices, man, I just don't understand it. Let me see if I can get the phone to really show the color of this. It's that gray is throwing off the white balance. It really is a gray poupon type of color. Let me get some white in here. See if that helps the phone. Not really. Anyway, it's a deep mustard yellow. Yuck. So the wife went on over to the Apple store. I was confused. She got her case already. She's at the Apple store to pick up her new Apple Watch. And I'm waiting for her iPhone. Too much stuff going on. She just texted me a picture. Their server crashed in the store. And this is the line just for the pre-orders of the phone. She already got hers in, so she's done. But she still has to wait in that freaking line to pick up her phone, or her watch. Not worth it to me, man. So a few of you gave me the advice of, instead of trying to wash the rollers or instead of throwing them out, load them up with paint and seal them tight in a bag. So that's what I'm trying, and we'll see how that works tomorrow. Got it nice and wet, got all the air out, and sealed it up. Thank you. I'm gonna try some of these generic eraser pads on some of the Mars, and see, I keep trying to turn it off by pushing it down. Some of the writing and Mars and marks and stuff on some of the trim. I'd rather avoid using paint if I don't actually have to. So I guess that's their kids. Now you do have to be careful with these things because they can be fairly aggressive depending on the paint. We tried this in the old house to get off some marks, and it took off the paint, man. That worked out really well. There we go. These are just the cheapies from Walmart, their own brand. Hopefully it takes off this one too. Yep. All right, well, I'm gonna continue around the house. There's a whole bunch of this kind of stuff. And that saves me a lot of needless paint work. Beautiful. But I also do have marks like these, and these are dents. So I will touch that up with a little bit of white. After everything's done, I'm gonna go around with the white and get any marks on the ceiling I got. There's a couple from the first couple days. Matching dings on this door. So I'm betting they were carrying something into the room, and it was a little wider than they thought. And there's the phone. And I'm mowing the lawn. This thing's cool. This mower worked great. Number one, it's really quiet. Number two, super fast self-propel. I've got it on max, and it's a fast, brisk walk. Absolutely flies through the lawn. It's a bigger lawn than I thought. And one mow took half the battery. So now I'm gonna pop this in and blow the rest out. I'm not gonna weed whack today, doesn't quite need it, but I'll do that in edge next time. Okay, cut and blow is done. That looks really good. Love this grass, man. Can never have it at the old place because they didn't allow watering, but this looks awesome. Blower works great, super powerful, 40 volts. Well, it's 5:30. Wife won't be home for another hour. She just texted me she's on her way back. She got her watch, so I guess about 6:30 we'll go out to dinner. I haven't even eaten today. I've had 3 coffees all day, and that's it. I'm starving. So let's go ahead and unbox today's deliveries. See what came in. Aha. This is the September Privada Cigar Club, which I won't be doing a video on, but I'll be doing a special one next month. Very cool. They sent me a separate housewarming gift. It says, "This is a small I can't speak. Housewarming gift. I hope you enjoy. I've watched you and your operation grow for years now, and I have to say it's awesome to watch the journey. Please enjoy the gift in the new home, and I look forward to seeing you there someday. Sincerely, Brian. Absolutely, and I can't wait to have Brian on for a CO Live next time he's down in Tampa. Oh, baby, Lanceros. Hell yeah. What do we got? 4 Kicks Lancero Limited Edition 2018. Oh, baby. Thank you very much, Brian. I am going to enjoy these after they acclimate for a little bit. I may even have one right out of the box tonight. Depends on the time. Thank you very much again. The big box was this super duper, like ultra mop and sweeper thing. Our home inspector had this, and it worked so well that we bought one. And a new set of Tupperwares. You know, they only last so long. Our last set was probably 6 or 7 years old and needed replacement. They're cheap. And last but not least, some new pot holders. A new dustbin and brush. I left the old one from the new guy, even though he's a dick. This is the new solar light that I'm gonna put out in the corner where we take Chloe out the screen door. And that should fix all the problems out there. And the new Nest, I got it in silver. Comes in copper, silver, black, and white. Definitely like the silver the best. It was only 213 bucks. I'm gonna put links down to everything that I'm getting down below in the description. If anybody has questions about where to get whatever, there you go, because most of the stuff is from Amazon. Inside the Nest, we've got mounting screws, a backing plate, instructions, the Nest itself, a screwdriver, 2 long wood screws, and the backing plate to your wiring. Let's go ahead and wire it up. So we've got a installation guide, that's for me. We've got a professional installation number, that's for the previous owner. And we've got the this is what it can do. Oh yeah, something I thought about last night. I was thinking, man, I wish the washer and dryer had Wi-Fi, because we were in the bedroom and I could hear them dinging that they're done. And it'd be nice to get like a notification or connect your smart home. They do! Pays to read the instructions. So the first step is to document where you have wires now. And first step in the instructions is to remove any jumper wires, and then just basically we're going to transfer everything over. However, they don't give you a small enough screwdriver. I was hoping this would be a jeweler size, but it's just slightly too big. So I will have to find a precision screwdriver so I can get in there and take out those wires. Okay, I've got the power off. Now we've got multiple plate options. This is the plain one, which I think I can get away with because I painted up close and filled in all the holes. And yep, so that's good. They give you a little bubble level here so you can mount it perfectly straight. I'll just drive the screws in there. And if you need them, this top one is for mounting directly to an electrical box, and then this covers, big old holes if you didn't cover it up, which I may still use because you can see where the drywall is there. That was layers of paint, and I don't know, I think this will look better. I'm gonna zip that back off. Yeah, that's much better. All right, wired up, straight and level. Now we can put the Nest on. Oh, now we can turn the power back on. Now it goes through all the setup. It'll connect to my Wi-Fi, and we can set all the options up. Now I'm not gonna run through everything and connect to all the features and everything yet, because I haven't set up any of the smart home stuff yet. So I'll just use it as a regular thermostat for the time being. I'll go through details when I actually do. After connecting to my network, it's checking for a firmware update. It's downloading it in the background, and it says I can continue with the setup. All right, so I couldn't resist. Set it all up. I have it set right now just to maintain 72. I love some of the features. It tells you how long it's going to be from current temp, which is 76. It was off for a while I was doing this and had it off the wall. So it tells you how long it's going to take to cool down. It independently controls the compressor and the fan, and will circulate cool air with just the fan to save money on the compressor. It also monitors and regulates humidity, and it can display all that kind of stuff. I haven't figured out all the controls yet. It's also got the Farsight feature, and you can set it to be a clock, or I have it set to just show the target temp, but it also gives you weather updates, all kinds of cool stuff. It knows your location, and the outside temp, the inside, all that kind of good stuff. So very, nice, I have to say. Had to wait 45 minutes for the wife to activate her new phone. We're going out to IKEA at 7 o'clock. They close at 9. Then we're going to eat. Probably eat there. I haven't even eaten today yet. And now we eat. Chicken fingers. Got it. So we're off to the home delivery. It's just after 8. They close at 9. We'll see about getting this big order in. Alright, we're waiting to check out. They were very helpful and helped us get what they could. They didn't have some stuff in stock, so we'll have to get even more tomorrow in Orlando than just the couch. But this has 113 packages coming just from this store on Wednesday. In addition to the big order list, we're taking home 100 and some hangers because we need them right away for the closet. She saw another pillow she liked. And their system for ordering was as screwed up as their online system. It wouldn't let them pick these plates, even though they had them. It said they were out of stock. So the employees were very courteous and went and picked them for us and then delivered a cart so we could continue shopping. That's going to do it for tonight, guys. See you tomorrow. Come home to more deliveries. Must have been Amazon Direct because the mail already came.